There's a Talbot's linen popover hanging in your closet right now that you bought 8 years ago. It still fits. The color still holds. The seams are still clean. Now go to Talbot's today. Pick up what looks like the same popover and wash it 3 times. The stitching pulls. The color fades. The linen feels like it lost half its weight. Same name on the tag. Completely different product inside it. That is the state of women's linen clothing in 2026. The prices are real. The brand names are real. But the linen is not what it used to be, and most women have not noticed because the tags still say the same names they trusted 10 years ago. 3 of these 6 brands are now secretly controlled by the exact same company. Same owners, same cost-cutting playbook, same declining quality, different logo on the tag. We are going to break down all 6. And then we are going to give you 3 brands that are actually worth your money, including one that uses the same European flax mills as $200 labels, but charges a fraction of that price. But first, a quick word on what real linen actually is, because that is where the scam starts. Linen comes from flax, a plant grown primarily in France, Belgium, and Lithuania. The best linen clothing uses 100% European flax fiber at a fabric weight between 180 and 260 grams per square meter. That weight gives you structure without stiffness. It breathes in heat, it softens with every wash, and it lasts for years. The expensive label does not make the fiber better. The fiber is the fiber. But what most brands sell as linen in 2026 is something different. It is a linen blend. Sometimes 50% linen and 50% polyester. Sometimes 70% viscose with a linen touch. The tag might say linen. The product listing might say linen. But the fiber composition, if you read the fine print on the care label, tells a different story. Here's a simple rule. If a linen garment feels smooth and soft straight out of the packaging, it is probably not pure linen. Real linen has a slight crispness when it is new. That crispness becomes softness over time. A blend feels soft immediately because the polyester or rayon is doing the work. And polyester does not get better with age. It gets worse. Now let us get into the brands. And we are starting with the 3 that are going to hurt the most. Number 1. Talbot's. If you have been shopping at Talbot's for 20 or 30 years, this one is going to sting. Talbot's used to make linen that you handed down. Their popovers were a summer uniform for an entire generation of professional women. Structured enough for the office, soft enough for Saturday. That Talbot's does not exist anymore. In 2012, a private equity firm called Sycamore Partners bought Talbot's for $391 million. The company had been struggling. 5 straight years of declining sales, a failed attempt to attract younger customers that alienated the loyal base. Sycamore came in with a turnaround plan. And here's what turnaround looks like in private equity. You keep the brand name, you keep the price point. But you change the suppliers, you thin the fabrics, and you reduce the quality controls. The woman shopping at Talbot's in 2026 is paying the same price, or more, for a product that would not have passed Talbot's own standards 15 years ago. The reviews tell the story. Customers with decades of design education calling the stitching on current Talbot's linen dreadful. Misaligned chest pockets. Seams that would not pass an 8th grade sewing class. Linen that fades after 2 washes when the old linen held its color for years. The label remembers who it was. The fabric does not. But Sycamore Partners was not finished with just Talbot's. Remember that name? Number 2, J.Jill. Here's the cruelest irony in women's fashion right now. J.Jill was built on linen. It was the founding identity of the brand. Artistically inspired, beautifully dyed, textured linen pieces designed for women who wanted comfort with personality. Your wardrobe was 80% J.Jill, and you were proud of that. Today, J.Jill sells more linen than ever, and the quality is lower than ever. Longtime customers, women who have shopped there for 25 years, are writing reviews that read like breakup letters. Knockout colors on the cheapest linen. Fading after 1 wash. Poorly sewn seams. And a new design direction that is pushing toward younger demographics with cropped lengths and trendy cuts that their core customer, the woman over 55, did not ask for and does not want. One customer review put it perfectly. She said they sell belly button shirts now. And mature women do not wear belly button shirts. J. Jill's problem is structural. To maintain their release schedule, full new linen collections every few months, they cannot source the quality of flax that made them famous. Volume demands cheaper supply. Cheaper supply means thinner fabric, weaker dye adhesion, and inconsistent weave density. The brand grew too fast for its own standards. They did not change direction. They changed customer. But the next brand is where all of this connects. Because the company that bought Chico's is the same company that is already running Talbots. Number 3. Chico's. And here is where the connecting thread comes together. In January 2024, Sycamore Partners, the same private equity firm that bought Talbots, acquired Chico's FAS. That includes Chico's, White House Black Market, and Soma. They merged everything under a holding company called Knitwell Group. So now let us count what Sycamore Partners controls. Talbots, Ann Taylor, Loft, Lane Bryant, Chico's, White House Black Market, Soma. All under one roof. A $6 billion fashion conglomerate that most women have never heard of. The pattern is predictable. When one company controls this many brands, they consolidate suppliers, they merge production lines, they share fabrics across labels. The corporate language calls it economies of scale. What it actually means is that the linen in your Chico's blouse and the linen in your Talbot's popover might be coming from the same factory at the same reduced quality, with a different label sewn in at the end. Chico's customers are already noticing. Prices jumped, selection narrowed. The linen pieces that used to hold their shape through a full summer of wear are now losing structure after a few weeks. The brand still charges $100 for a linen tunic. But the tunic is not what it was. Those are not separate brands anymore. That is one company wearing 6 different outfits. So far, we covered 3 linen brands to avoid. The full guide covers 85 clothing and shoe brands, scored and ranked, with a quality check method you can use in any store in 60 seconds. Every linen brand in this video is in there, plus dozens more you have not heard me talk about yet. The link is right below in the description, or scan the QR code that's on screen right now. Now, the next 3 brands are not ones you probably have in your closet, but they are traps that catch a lot of women shopping online or on vacation. Number 4, Zara. Walk into any Zara store in July and the linen section looks stunning. Beautiful cuts, trending silhouettes, neutral colorways that photograph perfectly. The price feels reasonable. A linen blouse for $50 to $70, a pair of wide-leg linen trousers for $60. But look at the care label. Most Zara linen pieces are linen blends. Significant amounts of viscose, polyester, or cotton are mixed in to reduce production costs and speed up manufacturing. Zara's entire supply chain is built for speed. The company can go from design to store shelf in 2 weeks. Real linen does not work on that timeline. Quality linen needs to be stonewashed and softened during production, a process that takes time Zara simply does not have. The estimated manufacturing cost of a Zara linen blouse at this fabric weight runs $8 to $12. At $50 retail, that is a 5 to 6 times markup, which is actually lower than the industry average. But after 5 washes, the blend loses shape. The viscose component starts to sag in areas where pure linen would hold. The color fades unevenly because different fibers absorb dye differently. Zara designs clothes to look incredible for one season. If you understand that and treat it as disposable fashion, the price is fair. But if you are buying Zara linen thinking it will become a summer staple you reach for year after year, you are paying for a promise the fabric cannot keep. Number 5. H&M. H&M has done something clever with their marketing. They created a conscious collection and a premium selection that signal sustainability and quality. The words organic and natural appear everywhere. The hang tags mention responsible sourcing. But the linen pieces in these collections are still blends. And here is where H&M actually deserves a small amount of credit. Their pricing is more honest about it. A linen blend top for $20 to $30 does not pretend to be an investment piece. The problem is the expectation gap. Women over 50 who grew up with J. Crew linen and Land's End linen see H&M linen on a vacation shopping trip and assume it performs the same way. It does not. After washing, H&M linen blends shrink more aggressively than pure linen. The color loss is noticeable after just 3 cycles. And the pilling on blended areas, especially around the underarms and where a handbag strap rests, shows up within weeks. H&M linen is acceptable if you need a beach cover-up for a long weekend. It is not acceptable if you are building a summer wardrobe that needs to last until September. Number 6. Shein and Temu. This one should be obvious, but it needs to be said because the deception here is the most brazen. Shein and Temu list thousands of items with the word linen in the title. Linen dress, linen blouse, linen wide leg pants, $12, $15. Read the fabric composition. Most of these items are polyester with a linen texture finish. Or they are a 1585 blend where the 15% linen is decoration, not function. The fabric does not breathe like linen, does not soften like linen, and does not last like linen. The real damage is not the $12 you lost. The real damage is what it does to your expectations. Women buy Shein linen, find it scratchy and shapeless, and conclude that linen is an overhyped fabric. They never actually wore linen. They wore polyester cosplaying as linen. And that is a loss, because real linen is extraordinary. You just have to know where to find it. So here are 3 brands that are actually worth your money. And the first one costs less than you think. Number 1. Quince. This is the brand that makes the entire linen industry look ridiculous. Quince sells 100% European linen. Shirts for $30, trousers for $40, dresses for $50. Same flax, same mills, same fiber quality as brands charging $150 to $300. How? No retail stores, no wholesale middlemen, no celebrity partnerships, no glossy magazine campaigns. They work directly with factories and manage their own supply chain. You pay for the fabric and the labor, not the billboard on Fifth Avenue. If you watched our Costco video, you already know how this works. Same factory, fraction of the price. Their linen is Wecotex certified, which means it has been tested for harmful substances at every stage of production. Customer reviews consistently compare the hand feel and drape to Eileen Fisher at a third of the price. The only downside is you cannot try it on in a store. But Quince offers free returns, so the risk is a trip to the post office, not a hit to your bank account. You are not paying for the linen at other brands, you are paying for the logo on the label. Quince skips the logo and gives you the linen. Number 2. Eileen Fisher. This is the premium answer, and it is worth every dollar if you buy it strategically. Eileen Fisher uses 100% organic linen, dyed to Blue Sign standards without hazardous chemicals, and certified as a B Corporation. Their pieces are designed to last 10 to 15 years, not because of marketing, because the fiber and construction actually support that lifespan. Women who wear Eileen Fisher linen talk about it the way other people talk about a good mattress. Once you find the right one, you stop looking. The fabric softens with every wash instead of degrading. The cuts are simple enough that they do not date themselves. A linen shift you buy this summer looks exactly as current 5 summers from now. The retail prices run $128 to $328 per piece. That sounds steep, but here's the strategy. Buy Eileen Fisher through Nordstrom Rack, Poshmark, ThredUp, or their own sales section. A blouse that retailed for $228 appears on resale for $75 to $90. And it has years of life left in it because the linen was built to endure. Eileen Fisher also runs a Renew program where you return worn pieces for store credit. They clean them, repair them, and resell them. A garment that lasts long enough to be resold twice is not an expense. It is an investment that pays for itself. A good linen piece does not need to be replaced. It only needs to be washed. Number 3. Everlane. Everlane sits in the sweet spot between Quince's value pricing and Eileen Fisher's premium quality. Their linen collection runs $78 to $198. Blazers, trousers, button-downs, and dresses designed for professional settings where you need to look polished but cannot afford to sweat through silk in August. What makes Everlane different from every brand on the avoid list is transparency. They publish the production cost of every single garment on their website. You can see exactly what the raw materials cost, what the labor cost, what the transport cost, and what Everlane's markup is. No other linen brand in this price range does that. The fabric weight is heavier than Zara or H&M, but lighter than Eileen Fisher. That middle ground is the sweet spot for daily wear. It holds up through machine washing without the babying that some premium linen demands. And the sizing is consistent enough that repeat ordering works without trying things on. Here is what the 3 brands you can trust have in common. They sell you fabric, not a brand experience. And here is what the 6 brands you should stop buying have in common. They are all more interested in their label than in their linen. The markup on women's linen in 2026 averages 8 to 10 times production cost. 3 of the 6 brands we covered are owned by the same private equity firm. And the quality at every single one of them has declined while the prices have gone up. Now I want to hear from you. What is the oldest linen piece still in your closet, and what brand made it? Let us know in the comments, because I have a feeling most of those answers are going to be brands that no longer make linen like that.